Thursday, September 7th, 2017, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So I like to talk about the markets, what they're doing this morning. And I also like to talk about some of the ICOs. This is not a sponsored video. I want to talk about EOS, which is very interesting ICO. And I want to explain what's really going on there. And I also want to talk about Box Mining. He has a YouTube channel out of China. He talks a lot about cryptocurrencies. And he's actually come out and says, and I quote here, the title of his video, "China trolled us to legalize ICOs, question mark." And I'll put the video, above in the cards and the link to it. And I'll talk about it later on. But right now, let's go look at what the markets are doing. It's around 8:40 London time, 8:40 a.m. So spot gold is 1337, up $2.50. Range has been fairly narrow, 1338.50 the high, 1332.50 the low. Silver is having a really tough time. I've followed it, I follow it closely like gold. And right now it looks like 18 is a no-go area. We've touched 18 a few times the last few days. And it hasn't succeeded to break above that. Right now silver is 17.85, down 2.5 cents. Range has been 17.79 to 17.91. The Dow is down 40 points, 21,765. S&P down 4.25 points, 2461. So down just under 0.2%. Crude oil, WTI 49.29, down 10 cents. High-grade copper is still above $3, is at $3.12, but it's down about 2.5 cents this morning. In terms of the currencies, pound is fairly steady, basically unchanged, 130.34. Euro is at 119.37, up 20, the euro. I think we've got the ECB meeting today. And dollar yen down 20 pips, the dollar 109.02. In terms of the other stock markets, the FTSE is at 73.55, up 8. And the German DAX is up 60 at 12,280. Gold and silver are looking, like they're kind of consolidating and they're on an upward trend. So we need to break through 18 in silver, and gold basically above 1340, 1342 in the spot price. Have a look at what cryptocurrencies are doing. After we had the big dip the other day, we've rebounded. But right now, Bitcoin's about 4,500, Ethereum 325, LITECOIN 77. Let's have a look at Ethereum, which is down here on the page, a bit further down than the top cryptocurrencies. Steam is at 147, so Steam doing fairly well. We got back down to almost 1 a few days ago. So now, about EOS, the EOS ICO. The interesting thing about the ICO, for those who are not clear, some people seem to think that the ICO has happened, or the token distribution, as EOS says. But I'll read here from their website. It's very clear. The EOS token distribution will take place over 341 days, starting on June 26, 2017. And it says 1 billion EOS ERC20 compatible tokens, or EOS tokens, will be distributed according to the schedule below. And I'll read. 200 million tokens are distribution schedule distributed during a 5-day period beginning on June 26, ending on July 1st. So that's been done already, that one, 200 million. Then 700 million, that's where we're now. Split evenly into 350 consecutive 23-hour periods of 2 million tokens each, beginning July 1st. This could go on until June 2018. So it's not over, the ICO token distribution for EOS. I'll put the links below in the description if you're interested. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. And then there's also 100 million distribution that will be reserved for block.1 and cannot be traded or transferred on the Ethereum network. So they're planning to do 1 billion. And it says here, at the end of the 5-day period, which was in June, and at the end of each 23-hour period referred to above, a set of EOS tokens will be distributed pro rata amongst all authorized purchasers based on the total Ethereum contributed during those periods, respectively as follows. So they have an equation. So basically you're going to get pro rata. So if you contribute 50% of all Ether during that 23-hour period, you're going to get 50% of the tokens. I've a couple of weeks ago, I did buy some tokens, EOS tokens, and yesterday I transferred them, transferred it to my Ethereum wallet, those tokens. And I actually bought some more yesterday, but the period, I'm not sure if that period's finished, and I'll only be able to transfer them to my wallet probably later on today. So it's very interesting. What is EOS about? Well, the interesting thing about EOS is that one of the co-founders is Dan Larimer, one of the co-founders of Steemit. Basically, EOS is they want to decentralize everything. So what do they mean by that? Well, it says here on their website, the most powerful infrastructure for decentralized applications. So don't get me wrong, I'm not a like IT specialist. I know a little bit about it. I know the basics and the fundamentals, but basically Dan Larimer, and you need to listen to a video. It's on the EOS.io website, and is a presentation by Dan Larimer. They want to compete with the operating systems. What is, an operating system? Well, basically, it's the operating systems provide a software platform on top of which other programs called application programs can run. The application programs must be written to run on top of a particular operating system. So examples of operating systems are Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, and also DOS. So basically, EOS wants to compete with these people and have an operating system of the blockchain. And the three main attributes that they say is that scalability, being able to support millions, or actually they say support thousands of commercial scale dApps, parallel execution, asynchronous communication, separate authentication from execution, flexible, freeze and fix broken applications, generalized, role-based permissions, WebAssembly, usable, web toolkit for interface development, self-describing interfaces, self-describing databases, declarative permission schemes. Basically, he was explaining that Steemit, for example, is a social media operating system on the blockchain. What they want to do is combine all kinds of applications and have an operating system built on the blockchain. Very ambitious. So they're going up against, the big guys, Microsoft Windows, Apple OS, Linux, and it's going to be free to use. The tokens, of course, will give the application developers, if they have 1% of the tokens, they'll be able to use 1% of the power of this EOS operating system. I really recommend you listen to the video the presentation, Dan Larimer, And the other thing that I listened to one of Box Mining's videos about EOS, and he said that the reason this token distribution is being done over like a year is to kind of publicize EOS and to keep it going. So it's and I guess during this period, it's a very ambitious, I think, project. They can build, you know, the system, the EOS operating system, and have it ready for next year. So that's what EOS is about. I think it's very interesting. I have personally put some money into it, not huge, but yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share it. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Maneko64. You can follow me on steemit.com, where I've been, you know, since summer 2016. I think Steemit has been very successful. And Dan Larimer also co-founded BitShares, which is like an exchange for crypto assets. So I'll talk to you later. Take care.